1300 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Asif Hanif. First, the headlines. The 17th Extraordinary Session of Council of Foreign Ministers of Organization of Islamic Cooperation on Afghanistan is underway in Islamabad. Addressing the conference, Foreign Minister presented 6 points framework to avert the looming humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan, urging member countries to help Afghan people in this hour of need. Over 12 million voters are casting their votes in the polling for the first phase of local government elections in 17 districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred a youth in Srinagar district today. The 17th Extraordinary Session of Council of Foreign Ministers of Organization of Islamic Cooperation on Afghanistan is underway in Islamabad, and Prime Minister Imran Khan is addressing the session. We first take you live there.
Afghanistan, 40 million human beings. And that's why it is very important that action is taken immediately. Already we are late. The Afghan winter, everyone knows, is extremely severe. And these preconditions, the Taliban have to, unless they have an inclusive government, human rights, women's rights, do not allow terrorism from the soil. Unless these preconditions are met, the humanitarian aid will not flow, and their foreign reserves won't be allowed to have them, or the banking system won't be allowed to function. This is very important. That first of all, the one time I met the Taliban foreign minister, he categorically said that they wanted to comply with these 3 conditions.
The 17th Extraordinary Session of Council of Foreign Ministers of Organization of Islamic Cooperation on Afghanistan is underway, and Prime Minister Imran Khan is addressing the conference. And now coming back to the bulletin, in his welcome address, Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi proposed a 6-point framework to support the Afghan people. He addressed we should create a vehicle within the OIC to channel immediate and sustained humanitarian and financial support to the Afghan people, including the pledges from the OIC and other donors. He said we should agree to increase investment for the Afghan people bilaterally or through the OIC in areas such as education, health, technical and vocational skills to Afghan youth. A group of experts comprising the OIC, the UN and international financial institutions be established to consider ways and means to facilitate Afghan access to legitimate banking system and ease liquidity challenge of Afghan people. The foreign minister further said,
the OIC, since the very beginning of Afghan crisis, has stood firmly. The World Food Programme has warned that Afghanistan could become the largest humanitarian crisis in the world. These are dire warnings. This is a moment to extend a collective helping hand. It is not the time to withhold support. Pakistan concurs with the UN Secretary General that humanitarian support must be provided without conditions. I am confident that I speak for the OIC membership today in reaffirming that this gathering is about the people of Afghanistan.
The foreign minister emphasized for investing capacity building of Afghan institutions in countering terrorism and combating illicit trade of narcotics. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said we should engage with the Afghan authorities to help meet the expectations of the international community regarding political and social inclusivity, respect of human rights, especially of women and girls, and combating terrorism. Alluding to the dire humanitarian situation in Afghanistan and threat of economic meltdown there, the foreign minister said this is a moment to extend a collective helping hand and not withhold support. In his remarks, OIC Secretary General Hussain Ibrahim Taha said the OIC has always supported the Afghan people, and the role of the OIC member countries in delivering humanitarian assistance is more necessary than ever before because of the growing challenges faced by Afghan people. He called on the member countries to deliver humanitarian assistance to the OIC session in Kabul. The OIC Secretary General also called upon the international community to ensure Afghanistan never again becomes a safe haven for terrorism. The OIC Secretary General was appreciative of Pakistan for hosting this important meeting, saying this reaffirms its total commitment to the issues faced by our wider Muslim community. In his remarks, Turkish Foreign Minister stressed the solidarity with the Afghan people is our moral obligation and religious duty. He said the OIC should play a leading role in mobilizing international support for the Afghan people. Polling for the first phase of local government elections is underway in 17 districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. According to the details, more than 9,000 polling stations or nearly 22,000 polling booths have been set up for the local government elections. Registered voters, including more than 7 million male and 5 million female, will decide the fate of the election candidates today. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred a youth in Srinagar district today. The youth was martyred during a coordinated search operation in Harwan area of the district. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk.